get the angles right. Good.
I'm going to come out with a croaky voice.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I do some great post editing work.
You can smooth my sound levels out
I
or
can,
something.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
You can
I
make
really-
Jo Goodman sound less like she's
So-
swallowed a frog.
we can smooth things out. As I mentioned, we're just trying to have organic conversations, and what I was trying to say was that, imagine you're back at AZ and you stumble across this video of a CRO, and be like, that's kind of interesting. That's someone I might want to work with.
Sure.
Right? And that's the
Yeah.
idea, right? Because we all know about CROs and know about their general capabilities and their speed, and everyone's kind of saying the same thing.
You
But
want
it's
that
really,
differentiation.
it's who's doing the work behind it. Who do you get to interact with, and that's what I'm trying to capture about this.
Okay.
Okay, good. So we'll just we'll just have a chat, and I'll do just a quick introduction, and then we'll dive into some questions and talk.
Perfect.
That's all there is to it. Yeah, it's easy peasy. So I'll go ahead and get started. All right. So today I'm sitting down with Jo Goodman, Vice President of Bioanalytical Services at Solarion, and Jo has spent decades, but not too many. You're still quite young. Spending time at the intersection of science and regulation, real-world drug development, and I wanted to talk with her about how she thinks about responsibility, trust, and the impact in the work that we do. So Jo, what's important to you in your life that directly or indirectly connects with the work that you do?
Yeah, I've always had a desire and a passion for trying to help people, making sure that's authentic, and bringing out the best in people. So I think that comes across in a couple of ways in what I do, what my teams do. First and foremost, it's working with the teams, building them, developing them, and I've been very lucky that I've had a career that has allowed me to work with some great talents and great people, and really help support them in their careers, but also support them in the science and the work that they do. And ultimately, looking at the patients, and it's something that's very key, and my boss always says to me, thank you for reminding me about the patients every day.
And that's key. That's why I'm here. My dad had melanoma that metastasized in his brain. And when I started in this career of recruiting scientists, I was looking for neuroscientists who could help me with my dad. And that launched a career in biotech pharma. So that's it. Good. Perfect. You've seen bioanalysis evolve across industry, regulations, and CROs. What has stayed constant for you through all that change?
Yeah, that's a really great question because technology and regulations, they change all the time. And what we're really trying to do is make sure that we have the right assays for the right data to make really good, informed decisions for drug development, ultimately getting those medicines to patients to help transform lives. So I think data integrity and quality, whatever we're trying to do, they're always at the heart of what we do. And sometimes that is, balancing what we need to do at different stages of drug development. But at the heart of everything, there's always making sure that you can hang your hat on the data and make sure that you're making the right decisions in the best interest of the patient, of course.
100%. Without quality and data integrity, what do you have? What can you prove? And what will get approved, right?
Sure.
Yeah, perfect. For someone outside biotech, describe or explain what bioanalysis really enables in drug development.
Yeah, so bioanalysis is a key part of drug development. There's very many parts of drug development. Every group has their part to play in that. But for bioanalysis, in terms of what we do, it's about making sure that we develop the right assay. So that assay we need to know how that assay can then, its limitations, also its capabilities, to make sure that we get that assay that can look at measuring what the drug, how the body processes the drug, what the drug does to the body in terms of biomarkers, and then looking at things like safety, like immunogenicity. So bioanalysis is us developing those assays and then making sure those assays are fit for their intended purpose, so they're validated to the right extent depending on the stage of drug development and the decisions being made, and then we implement that into analysing samples.
You spend a lot of time thinking about fit for purpose science for good reason, and the regulatory expectations that go along with it. How do you balance scientific rigor with pragmatism?
Yeah, and I think that's a great question, because we have all these regulations that surround what we do for very good reasons. But at the heart of everything we do is key science. And something I say to sponsors, and something I lived when I worked on the sponsor side, was just because you follow regulations and kind of tick boxes does not necessarily mean that you're going to get a successful submission. So there are times where you have to look at things and really come and use a scientific mindset to think about, what are we trying to answer here? What are the key data that are going to support that? And have we got the right tools in place to give us the decisions we made? So it's often about thinking about that right assay to get the right data to make informed decisions for the context of use that we're looking at in drug development or the stage.
It's a complicated and challenging dance between regulators and keeping things safe for the public, as well as having enough room for innovation to actually take place.
Yes, absolutely, and we've got some key examples where we've done some things the same for years, and the industry is now questioning whether they're actually the right things that we need to do and actually adding value for the patient. So I think even when we look at moving to more innovative ways of thinking, at the heart of that is always the patient. Sorry, I'm going to have to cough.
No, it takes time.
Oh, goodness.
At least you got through it first, right?
But my voice sounds awful.
We'll make you sound beautiful.
Thank you. Half of what I meant to say has completely gone out the window.
No, but that's... What you've said is brilliant, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not about having the best scripted answer. It's about where your heart is about what you do, and that's all I care about.
Okay.
And you're hitting it on the nose.
Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect. So, Joe, as a leader, what kind of culture are you intentionally trying to build within your teams?
Yeah, I think culture is incredibly important to an organisation, because an organisation really focuses in terms of talent and investing in people, because at the end of the day, talent are your greatest asset. So to have a great work environment and to have a very positive culture where you can openly bring ideas and think about new ways of thinking and mindfully challenge what we do. So it's about thinking about having a clear vision so that people know what that is, but also making it a space where people can innovate, have their voice heard, and then, you know, collaboratively... Oh, sorry.
No, you're
I have
good.
to start again. I've completely lost my chain of thought.
No, you were talking about building the team,
Yeah.
having a collaborative group, and that's kind of where you broke up.
Do you want me to start all over, or would you want me to pick up?
Oh, whatever you're comfortable with, because I can edit it either way.
Okay. Okay.
So we dropped off at collaboration. Tell me about collaboration in your teams. What does that look like, and what behaviors do you reward?
Yeah, so I think collaboration is really important, and it's trying to get a team together that are united in a common goal, not operating in silos, and solving challenges together. And I think that's something that we do really well here, is you know, bringing different mindsets to the table and getting to look at data and problems differently. So yeah, so it's great where we see people stepping up, taking on ownership, really having autonomy as well to drive processes forward and to support others and help others in everything that they do.
Right. And you have a keen challenge because you're dealing with many different scientific disciplines, large, small molecules, different attitudes, perspectives, personalities. How do you make that cohesively work?
Yeah, and everybody has their, different perspective. I think it's about bringing people together in rooms as well. We spent a long time at COVID, sat behind screens, and kind of bringing people into a space where they know it's okay to have their perspective heard, and then we won't always reach consensus, but it's trying to do the right thing and make sure that we go in the right direction. Sorry, that was an awful answer.
No, it was good. It was good. And and I've been in recruiting, and I understand about how talent is important, but attitude is equally as important as skill and education and experience. There have been people who have been turned down because they're rock stars in what they do, but they're the cancer in the clubhouse that people don't want to work with.
Yeah.
And then you have those who don't have quite the pedigree maybe that you were looking for, but they have such a attitude of go-getiveness that it's infectious, and you can give them something to run with it.
Yeah.
And that's valuable.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to see when you have someone with that positivity, that energy, that drive. They're just keen to kind of step into something and take it on. So yeah, so I think you need a mix of people. But yeah, I agree. You want to avoid that kind of any toxicity in terms of culture as well, because that negativity can get teams down very, very quickly.
It can.
Yeah.
Very quickly, yeah. Toxicity out of our drugs and our teams, right? Well, great.
Hopefully neither.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
So, last question. What still excites you about this industry and the work ahead?
Yeah, as you mentioned, I've spent a few decades in drug development, working on the sponsor side, now on the CRO side. So I've seen quite a bit, but the field is always changing. We've got a whole breadth of new modalities that are coming through. Molecules that, if I think back at the start of my career, I couldn't even have imagined, or innovative ways that we can help look at disease, identify disease. So I think there's still a great way of thinking about tailoring drugs to personalised medicine. It's been talked about for many, many years, but I think with the advent of AI, that's a really exciting space as well. So I think the breadth of modalities, the new challenges we're going to see for bioanalysis, it's changed a lot over the years. And then how do we use AI not just for drug development, but also streamlining processes, and using it in a sustainable way, because I think there's a real sort of balance of how do we use AI without too much environmental burden as well, but how do we use it in value add things while still keeping a human gatekeeper in play. But yeah, I think there's a huge amount of excitement around what we're going to see in the future, and it's growing at such a trajectory. It's quite frightening in some ways, but equally motivating and exciting.
It is mind-boggling how fast technology is moving at this
Sure.
point. It's logarithmic, and it is, but in this industry, I remain very excited. If AI is used responsibly and intelligently, we can massively speed up drug development, save money, help people faster, make drugs cheaper. There's some great possibilities to look forward to.
Yeah, I think there are. So I'm sure there's a lot to see in the future coming.
Indeed, indeed. Well, Joe, I really appreciate your time, the clarity and thoughtfulness that you bring both to the science and to the people that you work with, your joy to work with. Thanks for sharing how you think about impact and responsibility and how we're making a difference.
Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect.
Was it okay?
That was exactly what I wanted. Perfect.
I felt I didn't hit so many. Sorry, my post-it note just
no,
came off.
it's all right.